Johnny did it again. We got Kozmo today for you guys. Oh boy, Kozmo. Make sure you guys smash that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more excellent content. So today we're going to be looking at a couple of interesting decks here. We actually have Kozmo. Now Johnny, this man is a beautiful, beautiful creature when it comes to Rogue. Johnny really does not fail to deliver with this. So we have our Dogmatika package in here. So you can play anything Rogue and be able to succeed with it. We also have punishments in here. And of course the floor and the Maximus for full interruption. And of course Kozmo cards, because we can do some cool interactions by destroying our own Kozmo cards to allow us to tag up, or do other cool things with them by climbing up, because Dark Lady is a hell of a card. Alright, so we have triple copies of Dogmatika Ecclesia, the Virtuous, one copy of Dogmatika Fleur-de-Lis, the Knighted, one Dogmatika Maximus, triple copies of Kozmo Dark Destroyer, one copy of the Dark Eclipser, one copy of Farm Grill, this is actually kind of interesting, one copy of the Forerunner, two copies of Slip Rider, one copy of Strawman, triple copies of Tin Can, two copies of Dark Lady, two copies of Nibiru, one copy of Italy, triple copies of Cosmotown, triple copies of Nadir's Servant, two copies of Duality, triple copies of Extra. You don't really care too much about your extra deck. I mean, yeah, you do, but the only things to care about are literally this and the intent is to pop your own cards. Remember, if this card's in the graveyard, target one card on the field and destroy it. Yeah, let's pop our Kozmo cards. I have Triple Call the Haunted. Alright, two punishments with one Cosmojo and two summon limits, actually. I feel like summon limit in this deck, with possible good floating Kozmo cards, is just going to be a bad day for your opponent. We have one Underworld Goddess of the Closed World, one 5-headed Link Dragon, triple copies of the Wind Pegasus Ad Ignister, one Omega, triple copies of Titanclad, one Fossil Warrior, one copy of 5-headed Dragon, triple copies of Venentis, and one copy of Dragon Master Knight. How many different fundamental one-ofs for punishment do you want to play? Because we can eat this one, we can eat this one, and we can eat this one. So many different options. We have triple copies of Gamma, one Driver, triple copies of Cosmic Cyclone, triple Droplet, one Feather Duster, two copies of Imperm, and two copies of Torrential Tribute, wrapping up Kozmo, of all things, for everybody. If you want to play something Rogue right now, this actually seems really fun. Like I said, Johnny did manage to get third place with this, which really does beg the question of how Rogue can we be right now for LGS locals, because this is literally the beast for decks. Alright, next up, I saw this from the Mutant group recently. This is a Mutant list that ended up doing well in its locals. I believe this ended up winning. And I was like, well, once again, we have this Dogmatika package showing up and showing us that Rogue can do anything when it's got a good basic, backbone to it. So that's what we're seeing right now with this Dogmatika package in decks right now, is they're playing these to allow Rogue the chance to play. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, triple copies of Ecclesia, the Virtuous, one copy of Fleur-de-Lis, one copy of Maximus, one copy of Mr. Mutant Arsenal, one copy of Mutant Beast, triple copies of MO5, one copy of Mutant Mist, and triple copies of the SD46. Do keep in mind that we only play one of each of the big guys. Inherently, they're pretty terrible outside of, being able to be brought out via these little labs. And then we have two copies of Skullmeister. So our hand trap of choice was Skullmeister. We also have one Called by the Grave, one E-Telly, triple copies of Droplet, two copies of the Mutant Evolution Lab, two copies of Mutant Fusion, triple copies of Nadir's Servant, two copies of Triple Tactical Talents, two Punishments, two Mutant Cry, triple copies of Mutant Expansion, and one copy of the Schism, because, you know what? Still being able to make a window on our opponent, still the best thing we got going for us. We have one Secure Garden and one Almirage, one Omega, one Titanclad, two copies of Ultimus, triple copies of Synthesis. This is the best fusion monster that ever existed for this archetype. We have one copy of Skull Knight, 2 Inentus, 1 Winda, 1 Construct, 1 App Cologne. Side deck here we have triple DD Crow, triple copies of Droll and Lockbird, triple copies of Nibiru, 2 Cosmic Cyclone, 1 Droplet, 1 Feather Duster, and then actually 2 copies of Warning Point here. This is kind of interesting. So Warning Point really hasn't seen any love in hardly any other decks, but looks like we finally have some real love for it here. That's actually kind of interesting. Alright, so that wraps up the little Mutant Dogmatika deck for you guys. Yeah, gotta love generically good rogue cards that make decks playable. So, should be happy that you can even do that with some of these. Next up, we have Heroes. This ended up getting second out of a local tournament recently. Lost out to Virtual World. I mean, it's Virtual World. Come on, all right? Like, what do you expect, all right? You can't win them all every single time, all right? So, also, we're playing the 1 copy of the Magistry Alchemist. Banish 4 hero monsters from your graveyard and or field, and then target 1 hero monster in your graveyard. Special summon ignoring its summoning conditions. If you banished a fire or earth, water, fire, and wind attribute to activate this effect, the monster's original attack becomes doubled. Also negate the effects of all face-up cards your opponent controls. I mean, you'll be able to have 4 loaded up easily to revive, say, a plasma. We're not even doing that shenanigans, but you can. Alright, it's one of the cool things, I guess. So, just a hero. Alright, so we have 2 copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, 1 copy of Celestial, 1 copy of the Dynatag, 2 copies of Malicious, 1 Honest Neos, 1 Liquid Soldier, 2 copies of Shadow Mist, 2 copies of Stratos, triple copies of Ghost Belt and the Haunted Mansion, triple copies of Nibiru, triple copies of Faris, 2 copies of Increase, and 2 copies of Vion. Spells here we have 1 Hero Lives, 2 Ecall, triple copies of Forbidden Chalice. This is interesting. So you can at least chain this on to Mr. True King of All Calamities when they try to do stuff. Unfortunately, your opponent's probably going to be like, haha, watch me choo-chee it away. But it's an interesting interaction nonetheless. 2 Fusion Destiny, not 3 by the way. A lot of players have pretty much sworn on 3 for so frickin' long. We have triple copies of Mass Change, 1 copy Miracle Fusion, 1 Poly, 1 Rhoda, and 1 Magistry Alchemist. Down here in the extra deck, we have 1 Wonder Driver, 1 Dread Decimator, 2 Cross Crusader, 1 Verte, 1 Trinity, 2 Dark Law, 1 Blast, 1 Acid, 1 Sunrise, 1 Escuridao, 1 Absolute Zero, 1 copy of Dystopia, and 1 copy of Dangerous Lad. And we have triple Lancia, 1 Plasma. There he is. This is the cool interaction. We have triple copies of Droll and Lockbird, 1 Call by the Grave, triple Cosmic, triple Dark Roller No More, and 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, wrapping up Heroes for everybody. It's very nice. Last list I have for you guys, I got sent this Striker list that performed recently well at a local tournament, and the duelist that was playing it ended up winning. So, Strikers continuously evolve, man. Like, I've seen 1, 2, and 3 rows and all these different variants, and I don't think anybody knows what they really want to do with this deck. So that's a whole nother conundrum. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, triple copies of Ghost Bell and the Haunted Mansion, triple copies of Gamma, triple copies of Skullmeister, triple copies of Ray. There's your 1 Rose, 1 Driver, triple Cosmic Cyclone, triple copies of Potted Desires. Whew, that's a heavy cost. 1 Raigeki, wow. 1 Rhoda, 2 Area Zero, 2 Afterburners, 1 Jamming Waves with 1 Hornet Drones, triple copies of Shark Cannon, triple Widow Anchor, 1 Multi-Roll, 1 Terraforming, and 1 Upstart Goblin. Extra deck down here, we have 1 Zeke, triple Shizuku, 1 Kaina, triple Kagari, triple Hayate, 1 Hida, 1 basic-ass decode, by the way. 1 access code, and 1 Cyframe Omega, wrapping up your chunk of deck profiles for this video. Kozmo, of all things, by the way. Mutants getting the chance to play the game. Heroes being a rogue pick, and even Sky Striker still stirring around the room for the rogue metagame picks. Isn't that quite interesting? Make sure you guys smash that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more excellent content, and I will see your beautiful faces back here later on in the day with some more cool, awesome content. Have a good rest of your day, guys, and ciao! Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCool40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCool40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcoolgames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.